Hey everyone, RemanX here. We're going to talk about something that is probably on the top of everybody's mind. Is going to be Arena, and we're going to talk about some things that have happened. So the Arena orbs were announced. You guys will see that I've actually started to earn some more of my Arena credits back up. And so there's a lot of things we know and some things we don't know, and we're going to get right into it to hopefully help guide you through what'll be the Arena changes coming up. So first things first, they announced that there's going to be an Arena orb change. And so the blog went into that in some specifics, and I think there's definitely some good parts to this here that we can kind of go over. First things first is they're changing the value on some of the older characters, so they're dropping those. That's a catch-up mechanic for newer players, but we're going to talk about this. So the training modules are going to be available for purchase for 500 Arena credits. Level 3, 20 of them. We'll go into why that matters in a moment here. Then we're going to talk about the Kingpin's Vault Orb. So it's going to contain Elite credits, L3 training modules, and character shards. And it'll be available for 800 credits. So stay tuned. Just hold on a moment. And then character availability. So what's going to happen is when new characters are initially introduced to the Arena store, they'll first be exclusive to the Arena Orb for 800 credits. When another new character is added, the older character will move out. So there'll be a limited time where you'll be getting them in the Arena Orb itself. And part of the problem is we just don't know what that Arena Orb will look like. It could very well be that it has a higher drop rate than currently the Kingpin Orb, but my guess is, based on previous iterations of things they've done, they probably left that coding in there and basically left it with that percentages, right? So just changed what drops. So instead of being Kingpin that drops, it'll be this character. But I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Please let me be wrong and be more generous. That's all I'm hoping for. But Elite credits, we asked for more Red Star availability. This is a way to give us more Red Star availability. We asked for better availability on new characters. And so this is going to be where we'll find Scream. Now, Scream has become absolutely vital. It's one of the characters we've been recommending for Dark Dimension 4 in the City Lane, and more importantly, she has been not existent since she came out in October, the end of October, around Halloween. So we've kind of needed to see where she wound up because it's been a while. So now she's showing up here for what, 800 cores with a random chance to it. But they also added another character, and that character coming to the Arena first is going to be the Red Guardian, in bypassing the store mechanic and becoming available directly as a direct buy in the store for what is 1,250 Arena credits. Okay. Yeah. 1,250 Arena credits. Realistically, the problem we have is there's definitely people that have 60 or 70,000 of these, and there's some people that have 175. And the reason why people have such a great difference between that is because of the fact that they needed to open those orbs to get training mats. For a long time, these orbs were the home of the most reliable way to get training mats. So we're going to show you guys what's in there now, and we're going to predict kind of the future, what will be in there down the road. Okay, so we have here, take a look, right? So right now, there's T4 ability material. Now, I didn't really rely on this at all for an influx of T4 ability mats. It was nice when I got it, but at a 5% drop rate, realistically, when it happened, it was definitely a surprise. Okay, let's talk about this. All right, the consumable. So this is T4s, guys. Now, it could be a typo or a level 4. It could be different. It depends on how many we get. Maybe the L3s are going to be a bigger quantity, but 7 or 15 of these was a pretty nice bump in training materials. And then the shard drop at 25%, you get 1 or 3. Again, this was a nice place to find orange gear as well. But it's purple and orange. So I wonder if some of what was in the blog is just misstated, and we won't know until this orb change goes live, which I think is what, Wednesday? So we'll stay tuned here and take a look at it. But let's talk about kind of the root of the problem here is the arena, right? And your arena experience might be different than mine. I'll tell you that mine, I've largely been using it to test out different comps. I play around with different arena comps to challenge the meta. I go and chase teams so I can challenge Doom and capture videos on them. And I'm okay not being in the top 10 or even being number 1. That might have to change, because if the Red Stars is now behind that, well, the problem that is the arena shards that you guys probably don't know is going to be multiplied tenfold. And let's talk about what that means. So the reward structure is pretty top heavy. The banding, the reward structure, the difference between 1 and 10, okay, is 200 cores. That 200 daily cores, by the way, guys, just so you know, is about what you want to be spending on ISOs farming every day. And most people can't afford that. I'm saying that you should be spending cores on ISOs every day. But your core budget is largely determined by your placement in arena. And to a large degree, there are things going on beyond your control that are absolutely frustrating. We're going to call some things out over here. For a long time, there was the ability to quickly change position depending on how people were able to manipulate the app. And it was an exploit that was recently fixed to a certain degree. More importantly, if you can identify the players in your shard, well, you can communicate during payout and people can control what you're able to attack. And what's worse is there's still ways to move you 10 or 15 spots. It happened to me on stream the other night during payout with a single attack. So even if you had a relatively impenetrable defense, this ain't it. The most important thing you have to do is be active during your payout cycle. And the problem with that is you may be competing against a well-coordinated group of players that you just simply can't overcome. And so largely, it isn't how well you do in arena or how your defense holds. If one person can beat your defense, you can be moved at will. So even if you spent thousands of dollars on a new team, realistically, as long as there was somebody who can get a win periodically, you were able to be moved through the roster, through the ranks. That's not a problem per se, if there was an equitable way to make sure that you were combating it by being able to work together. But now with the arena changes, this is being magnified tenfold. The frustration is beyond belief that somehow one of the biggest challenges is going to be magnified by the reward structure. And so beyond the point that we guarantee that we're not farming enough of the ISOs every day because we just simply don't have the core budget to do so, now we're going to be strapping red stars. And the influx of potential elite orbs into the game through a mechanic that is really outdated, beyond your control, and will lead to more frustration. There have been times when I've been trying to attack a target, have spent a core to move up a spot, knowing that if I moved up that spot, I'd be able to get a better payout, only to find that that person was engaged and have cost me the cores to buy it without confirming that they were already engaged. Which means those cores were lost to the abyss that is the Scopely bank accounts, and I was left unable to finish where I wanted to, even being active in the payout cycle. So mine is 6 p.m. Eastern, and largely, if I'm active during that time cycle, when I had a real job, it meant I either had to pull off the highway to get an attack in, or ignore it during that time period. So mostly, it was the reason why I wailed and krakened to begin with. So Scopely, I challenge you. Right now, this feels bad. The rewards here to chase this, most people don't make the arena investment to bother. And now, the fact that you can spend 2 or 3 days before you can even get whatever the stack size of Red Guardian, I'm hoping it's not the standard 5, using your arena credits, yeah, it's going to be a challenge. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to give you guys more pointers. We're going to see if we can find teams that hold on arena. We've talked about the fact that Doom is largely not an arena team. He actually makes... only thing he does is if you give your opponent a different look every day at payout, the problem is being active during your payout period. And if you're not, don't expect your defense to hold. There is just, once it gets figured out, it'll get figured out and spread pretty quickly. So remember, I do things so you don't have to, and that's been trying out all these arena defenses and giving some feedback as to what the arena experience actually is like since June of 2019. Talk to you soon.